Are you a big fan of science? How about science-related anime? Do you want to learn a little something something when you watch your anime? Well, you're in luck as this is the place to come to find out. Welcome back to Comet's Top 5s, where today we will be counting down our picks for the top 5 best science anime. If you want to see more content like this, make sure to like the video, hit that subscribe button, as well as click that bell icon for notifications on upcoming content. With that said, let's jump right into our top 5 picks, shall we? Number 5, Steins Gate. We had to start this list off with Steins Gate, as this anime is literally about a mad scientist who creates time travel. Now I know that it's a bit more science fiction at this point, but nonetheless, it was an anime we couldn't pass up on mentioning. The story focuses on Rentaro Akabe, our mad scientist who finds the dead body of a fellow researcher, Karisu Makise. He sends a text message about it to another colleague, but later comes to find that Karisu was alive and well. Throughout the series, we learn the project they had been working on allows them to send text messages back in time. They even find a way to send memories back in time, thus allowing humans to time travel, changing certain events in their timeline. This eventually leads to an arms race and many crazy time travel events with different timelines within the span of this story, but I won't go into that just yet. You will just have to go and watch it for yourself if you want to find out what happens to Rentaro and Karisu. Maybe a version of you is already watching it now. Number 4, Myriad Colors Phantom World. What I really like about this anime is that it takes what we know and understand and turns it on its head. This story is set in a world where an experimental virus is released, affecting the brain chemistry of the entire human population, allowing them to perceive other dimensional beings known as phantoms. What's even cooler about this is some of the kids affected started developing special powers that allowed them to banish or seal phantoms that wanted to cause harm to humans. Our main protagonist, Haruhiko Ichijo, alongside his friends in the Phantom Hunting Club of Hosti Academy, make it their mission to seal away phantoms. They even get paid to seal phantoms, but since some of them are so bad at it, the money never really amounts to much. Now I am sure some of you are wondering why Myriad Colors made it on our list. Well, on top of this series diving into science of creating and manipulating dimensions, the main protagonist on occasion goes into little lessons at the beginning or end of an episode that revolves around some theory or idea in terms of science, which is so cool as it will always leave you thinking about the endless possibilities on how perception can change the way you act in life. Number 3, Cells at Work. Cells at Work had to make our list. As the title suggests, it's an anime that follows the production of cells and how they function in a way that is entertaining for all ages. The story takes place inside the human body, and it follows a rookie red blood cell who often gets lost when delivering oxygen to certain parts of the body. The other protagonist this anime follows is a white blood cell who is relentless in his fight against germs that invade the body. It is quite different from most anime out there, as it dives into the everyday things our bodies do to keep us functioning properly. From closing wounds, fighting bacteria, and delivering oxygen, Cells at Work gives a fun take on all the things our body does to keep us alive. Even though it is an educational anime, it is full of drama, as the main protagonist often finds herself in trouble or lost on a delivery. If you want to know more about how the human body works in a funny yet educational manner, Cells at Work should be on your watch list. Number 2, Science Fell in Love, So I Tried to Prove It. Now I am sure by the title, you can guess why we had to include Science Fell in Love, So I Tried to Prove It. This anime has to be one of the best slice-of-life science anime I have watched recently. Not only is it super wholesome with the romance throughout the story, but it is also scientific and informative when it comes to the science behind love and how one comes to fall in love. This anime follows 2 researchers at Saitama University, Shinya Yukimura and Ayame Himuro, who are both brilliant in their respective fields of study. When Ayame confesses that she might be in love with Shinya, they both decide they need to approach the situation with logical reasoning and prove whether they are in love with each other through testing their hypothesis, through science experiments, and recording data. Of course, this all sounds logical at the time. When they get into the experiments and actually rope their friends into helping them, it becomes your typical slice-of-life romantic comedy with a scientific twist. It is a super enjoyable show that will most definitely give you the feels, but it might also give you the inspiration to test your own theories on love and try to prove it as well. Either way, if you like science-based anime and you like rom-coms, you should put that theory to the test and give this anime a watch. Let me know your results in the comments down below. Now we can't have a top 5 list without some honorable mentions. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. One of the most classic animes on our list must be Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, because this series went through a lot in its time. Not only did it have an original ending that fans despised, it got a remake some years later with an ending more faithful to the original source material. Of course, this new adaptation is the anime that we're going to talk about today, as it's the version we thought would best fit our list. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood follows the brothers Edward and Alphonse Elric, who find themselves in a pickle when they try to bring their mother back from the dead using alchemy. This goes terribly wrong and has consequences the brothers did not foresee, causing Alphonse to lose his body and Edward to lose his leg. Luckily for Alphonse, Edward sacrifices his arm to bring his soul back and house it in a suit of armor. This anime follows their adventures to find the Philosopher's Stone so that they can regain what they both lost all those years ago. If you are looking for an anime with a really good story with hints of science and magic sprinkled throughout it, I would recommend Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Not only is it a good balance between magic and science, but the brotherhood between these two characters is commendable. Just be warned, there might be an episode or two with a doctor that might make you cringe. For those of you who know, you know. For those of you who don't, good luck. A certain scientific railgun. Have you ever had a nickname that describes one of your best abilities? Well, a certain scientific railgun's Makoto Misaka does. Makoto is a level 5 Electromaster Esper in Academy City, being the 3rd strongest of 7 at this level. Being the 3rd strongest in the city, she gets the nickname Railgun because of an ability she uses that turns any object electrically charged into a railgun blast. For those of you who have already drawn the connection, this anime is a spin-off series to a certain magical index, focusing on the character Makoto Misaka. It takes place before the events of the first season of Index, and gives a lot more backstory to Makoto and the events we saw her affected by in the first season of Index. Considering the events of this series take place in a futuristic city where science created psychics, it was a perfect fit for our list. It doesn't stop there though, as the series elements only get crazier as the series progresses. I'm talking clones, other psychic espers, illegal experimental research studies, the whole 9 yards. So, if you're a fan of Makoto from a certain magical index, a certain scientific railgun is a must-see. Number 1. Dr. Stone. When it comes to animes revolving around science, everyone knows Dr. Stone is the best, and it shouldn't really be a surprise it came in at number 1 on our list. It is literally an anime where the main protagonist is trying to bring science back to the Stone Ages. Dr. Stone follows Senku 3,700 years after the petrification of the human race. He awakens from his petrification only to find the world has completely wiped away humanity's footprint, leaving them in the equivalent of the Stone Ages. Senku, being a science prodigy, learns how to depetrify those stuck in stone, and after creating a base camp and the essentials, Senku decides his goal is to bring science back to the world. Unfortunately for Senku, one of the people he depetrified was against bringing back everyone, as he believed humanity was corrupt and didn't want the world going back to the corrupt state it was in. So not only does Senku have to fight Tsukasa, who is trying to stop him, but also he has to continue working hard to create a nation of science to bring the world back from the Stone Ages. It is definitely one of the best science animes out there, and an anime fit for all ages, so I recommend giving it a watch because I guarantee you'll learn something. I sure did. Well, that's our picks for the top 5 best science anime. What do you think of our top 5? What anime would you have added or changed? You can let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget, if you want to see more content like this, make sure to like the video, hit that subscribe button, and click that bell icon for notifications on upcoming content as it comes out. As always, thanks for tuning into Comet's Top 5s, and I will see you on our next top 5 video.